Man, have you ever felt like your life is out of control? Like you're a slave to your emotions, to procrastination, and to laziness? Most people believe that discipline is a gift, something some are born with and others are not. But I'm here to tell you that's one of the biggest lies you've ever been told. Discipline isn't a gift. It's a skill, a system that sets you free. I know you've heard about how to be disciplined everywhere, but what you're about to see here is different. This is a method that was forged in the fire of life or death duels by the greatest warrior master who ever lived, Miyamoto Musashi. He doesn't give you tricks. He gives you the brutal discipline to master yourself. And the great truth is that your life won't change until you can change yourself. If you're tired of starting something only to give up, this video is your turning point. In a few minutes, you're going to discover 10 lessons most men ignore that can transform your life forever. And the best part? You can start applying the first lesson today. 1. The blade of honesty. Most men live in a fog of self-deception, using excuses to justify their lack of progress. For Miyamoto Musashi, the first blade to be sharpened wasn't for an enemy, but for oneself. True discipline begins with an act of brutal honesty, ruthless self-assessment. Without this truth, you are fighting against your own shadow, and there can be no victory when you don't recognize your own weakness. This blade of honesty is what cuts through the lies you tell yourself. It's the moment you face the mirror and admit you're overweight, not because you don't have time, but because your discipline eat well failed, or that you didn't get the promotion not due to a lack of opportunity, but because you didn't dedicate yourself enough. This discipline isn't about punishing yourself, but about being honest so you can act. When you remove the excuses, the path becomes clear. You stop wasting energy on justifications and can channel that force into real change. Miyamoto Musashi taught us that the truth, no matter how painful, is the only weapon that sets you free. What are you refusing to see today? The first step to change is to be completely present right now. 2. The battlefield of the moment. A warrior's life is a series of now. Most people live with their minds in the past, regretting mistakes, or in the future, anxious about what's to come. Miyamoto Musashi taught us that the only battle that matters is the one in the present moment, where all your energy and focus must be channeled. This discipline of being 100% in the now is what gives you the ability to act with surgical precision. Focusing all your energy on the present means that when you're at the gym, you're not thinking about work, and when you're with your family, you're not checking your phone. It's the discipline of being fully present in what you're doing, giving your total attention to the task at hand. This attitude transforms a mundane activity into an act of mastery, making you more effective and more powerful in everything you do. The man who masters the present doesn't waste energy on what he can't control. He directs his strength toward the only thing he can control, his action in this very moment. This discipline frees you from anxiety and uncertainty, and gives you a clarity that allows you to see opportunities most people miss. The only reward that matters is the one in the present. 3. The death of reward. Most people only act in pursuit of a reward, money, praise, or an immediate result. But for Miyamoto Musashi, this mindset is a recipe for weakness. True discipline isn't about being paid for your effort, but about the satisfaction of doing what is right, simply because it's what should be done. When your motivation depends on an external reward, you become vulnerable. A disciplined man doesn't go to the gym to post a photo. He goes to feel the strength in his body. He doesn't work hard to get compliment. He does it for the satisfaction of a job well done. These small acts, done without the need for validation, are what forge your character. The real reward is the person you become in the process, and that's a reward no one can ever take from you. The world will fail to reward you from time to time. And when that happens, your discipline needs to be strong enough to keep you on the path. The warrior who fights for internal honor cannot be defeated by the lack of a trophy or a paycheck. The only reward that matters is your own integrity. And to maintain that integrity, you need to keep a promise. For the honor of commitment, a man is only as strong as his word. Most of us worry about keeping our word to others, but forget that the most important commitment is the one you make to yourself. Miyamoto Musashi knew that the discipline of honoring every promise, no matter how small, is what forges unshakable self-confidence. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you're telling your subconscious that your word means nothing. It's a simple game, but high stakes. Promise yourself you'll do 10 push-ups when you wake up and do them. Commit to reading 5 pages of a book a day and follow through. Every small yes you keep for yourself is like a brick you place in the foundation of your inner strength. It's the discipline of proving to yourself repeatedly that you are a man of action and that you can count on yourself no matter the circumstance. Self-confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build with every small act of integrity. The warrior who believes in himself is unstoppable, and that belief starts with a discipline of keeping his word to himself in everything. What promise will you make and honor today? The next step is to understand that mastery is repetition. 5. The master of repetition. Many men expect mastery to come from a monumental effort, a radical overnight change. But for Miyamoto Musashi, true wisdom resides in small, consistent daily acts. The perfect strike isn't the result of one day of practice, but 1,000 repetitions done with precision. The discipline of doing the same thing every day is what makes you unshakable. Think of anything you want to master: a musical instrument, a new language, or even your own mind. It's not about studying for 8 hours in a single day. It's about studying for 30 minutes every single day. This silent discipline of doing a little bit, but without fail, is what builds a foundation of excellence. It's what turns an interest into a habit and, eventually, into a dominant skill. People who fail are those who underestimate the power of repetition and are intimidated by the scale of the challenge. They try to do too much, get overwhelmed, and give up. The warrior's discipline, however, is to fall in love with the process, not the result. It's to find strength in the monotony of each repetition. But what happens when repetition brings pain? 6. The discipline of pain. Most men run from pain and discomfort. But for a warrior like Miyamoto Musashi, pain wasn't an obstacle, it was a teacher. True discipline isn't about avoiding what's difficult, but about using it to forge your will. The pain of training, the fatigue, and the exhaustion of the fuel that transform an ordinary man into a tireless fighter. Running from pain makes you fragile. In your daily life, this discipline can be felt in small acts. The pain of taking a cold shower in the morning, the burn of the last rep at the gym, the frustration of sitting down to solve a complex problem at work. Every time you choose not to run from this discomfort, you are building a mental shell. You are showing yourself that your will is stronger than your pain. The man who gets used to comfort becomes soft, and life will eventually present him with a pain he is not prepared to endure. The discipline of pain makes you anti-fragile, causing life's challenges to make you stronger instead of breaking you. What pain will you embrace today to become stronger tomorrow? The next step is to silence your mind. 7. The silent mind. Our mind is a constant battlefield, bombarded by thoughts, worries, and distractions. Miyamoto Musashi taught us that the invincible warrior is the one who masters his mind, silencing the internal noise and external chaos to achieve clarity and mental control. This is the hardest discipline of all, because you're fighting against your own nature, which seeks movement and distraction. Mental control is the foundation of all your power. For a modern man, the practice can be simple but powerful. It could be meditating for 5 minutes in the morning, or simply closing your eyes and taking a deep breath before an important meeting. This discipline of silencing the noise allows you to see what is essential. You stop reacting to every thought and start acting with intention. This calm is your secret weapon. A man with a chaotic mind is like a boat without a rudder. He is carried by every wave of emotion or distraction. But a man who practices the discipline of the silent mind is the master of his own destiny. He has the clarity to make quick, precise decisions without the hesitation caused by fear. Your silent mind is what gives you the speed to win. 7. The silent mind. Our mind is a constant battlefield, bombarded by thoughts, worries, and distractions. Miyamoto Musashi taught us that the invincible warrior is the one who masters his mind, silencing the internal noise and external chaos to achieve clarity and mental control. This is the hardest discipline of all, because you're fighting against your own nature, which seeks movement and distraction. Mental control is the foundation of all your power. For a modern man, The practice can be simple but powerful. It could be meditating for 5 minutes in the morning, or simply closing your eyes and taking a deep breath before an important meeting. This discipline of silencing the noise allows you to see what is essential. You stop reacting to every thought and start acting with intention. This calm is your secret weapon. A man with a chaotic mind is like a boat without a rudder. He is carried by every wave of emotion or distraction. But a man who practices the discipline of the silent mind is the master of his own destiny. He has the clarity to make quick, precise decisions without the hesitation caused by fear. Your silent mind is what gives you the speed to win. 8. The speed of decision. Hesitation is a warrior's worst enemy. In a duel, the moment between decision and action is where the opponent attacks. Miyamoto Musashi taught us that the discipline of acting in the instant of decision without hesitation is the only way to defeat inertia. Most men spend more time thinking about doing something than actually doing it, and it is this mental inertia that keeps them stuck. You can't wait for the perfect moment to act, because it doesn't exist. This discipline of acting instantly can be trained in small things. Want to go to the gym? Get up and put on your shoes before your mind finds an excuse. Do you need to have a difficult conversation? Start the sentence before fear paralyzes you. Strength is in moving before doubt has a chance to set in. The world belongs to the men who act. Life, work, and relationships bend to those who make decisions and execute them. The discipline of speed gives you a strategic advantage over most who are always running late, overthinking. You cannot hesitate when your life depends on it. The next step is to have a ritual to guide your actions. 9. The warrior's ritual. A warrior doesn't act on impulse or how he feels, but by ritual. For Miyamoto Musashi, discipline isn't something you choose to have every morning. It's something you practice through non-negotiable routines. Your daily rituals, from the moment you get up to the moment you go to bed, are what guide you. They ensure you act with purpose, regardless of your emotional state. Your morning routine is your most sacred ritual. It could be drinking a glass of water and meditating for 5 minutes before grabbing your phone, or going to the gym before work. These small rituals are the anchors of your discipline, preventing you from being carried away by the wind of procrastination or laziness. The man who depends on motivation to act is fragile, but the man of ritual is invincible. The ritual frees you from the dilemma of having to choose to do the right thing. It makes the action an automatic part of your day. You don't need willpower to brush your teeth. It's a ritual. Imagine having that same discipline for all the important areas of your life. What will you do to start building your own sacred ritual? The final step is to understand that the journey has no end. 10. The unending path. Many men see discipline as a means to an end. They want to be disciplined to lose weight, to make money, or to achieve a goal. But for Miyamoto Musashi, discipline isn't a destination. It's a lifelong path. The pursuit of mastery never ends, because your strength isn't the goal, but in the journey that takes you there. The moment you think you've arrived is the moment you start to weaken. The man who understands that the path is unending is always growing. He doesn't get comfortable with victory. He uses it as fuel for the next battle. This mindset frees him from the pressure to be perfect and allows him to enjoy the process of continuous improvement. Your discipline isn't a tool to achieve something, but your way of being. It's what defines you as a man of purpose, no matter your achievement. The quest to be a better man is your true reward. And now that you have all these lessons, what will you do with them? Now that you have the map, what are you going to do? You can close this video and go back to your usual routine, accepting to be swept away by life. Or you can start fighting one discipline at a time. The philosophy of Miyamoto Musashi is not to be watched. It is to be applied. Your strength is not a matter of luck or talent. It is a matter of choice. The choice to be honest, to seek discomfort, to focus, and to act instantly. What is the first discipline you're going to implement in your life today? What are you going to do in the next 5 minutes to prove to yourself that you are a man of action? True transformation begins when you decide that your future is too important to be left to chance. Are you going to continue being a spectator of your own life, or will you become the warrior you were meant to be? The battle is yours. The field is your life. The path is clear. And if you want to keep sharpening your blade and becoming unshakable, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Your journey has just begun.